Today we're going to unpack the 10 facts you really need to know about the American Bully, their history, personality, and unique traits that set it apart. This beautiful breed is easily one of the most misunderstood out there. We're also covering the controversies that plague this breed today. Stick around to the end where we finally settle the heated debate about their pit bull connection. Let's get started. Fact 1. A modern American creation. First thing you need to know, the American Bully is a surprisingly modern breed. Unlike dogs with ancient histories, the American Bully was created right here in the United States during the 1980s and 90s. And this was no accident. A dedicated group of dog breeders wanted to create the ultimate companion dog. They wanted it to have an impressive physique, the loyalty of a bully breed, but with a calmer, more social temperament made especially for children. The founders wanted to engineer a dog with a lower prey drive and less of the intense work drive found in some of its ancestors. The idea was to keep the bully stature like the strength, the confidence, but pair it with a gentle, friendly personality. They weren't breeding them for fighting or intense sports. They were breeding them for bonding with humans. That purpose is the key to understanding everything else about them. The American Bully Kennel Club, or ABKC, was established in 2004 to give this new breed its own home and standard. The United Kennel Club, UKC, officially recognized them on July 15, 2013. Fact number 2. The controversial family tree. So, where did they come from? This brings us to the heart of all the confusion. The American Bullies Foundation is, in fact, the American Pit Bull Terrier, APBT, and the American Staffordshire Terrier. From there, breeders carefully mixed in other bulldog-type breeds, like the English Bulldog and Old English Bulldog, to fine-tune the dog's build and personality. They wanted to add bulk, a heavier bone structure, and that signature broad head, while also breeding out the high-energy, tenacious gameness the APBT was historically known for. This shared DNA is the #1 reason people mix up bullies and pit bulls. They're related, but they are not the same dog, much like a lion and a tiger are both big cats, but are obviously different species. Think of the American Bully as a modern spin-off, specifically engineered for a different job. The goal was to take the raw material of the APBT and remold it into a calmer, bulkier, family-oriented companion. Fact number 3. Their iconic look. Its powerful, muscular, and stocky build defines the American Bully. The breed standard even calls for an impression of great strength for its size. They have a large, broad head, a super wide chest, and a short, compact body that is just packed with full-blown muscle. This is a huge contrast to the American Pit Bull Terrier, which is a much leaner, more athletic and agile, with the endurance of a marathon runner. The American Bully is the bodybuilder of the dog world. This unique build comes in several sizes, or classes, recognized by the ABKC, Pocket, Standard, Classic, Extreme, and XL. These categories are determined by stature, not mass, and they all should exhibit that recognizable stout and strong appearance, simply in varying heights. So whether it's a smaller pocket bully or a huge XL, that signature muscle is always the main giveaway. Fact number 4. The gentle giant persona. Now, for the single most important and most misunderstood part of this breed, its temperament. The American Bullies were bred to be gentle, loving, and incredibly loyal companions. Despite their name and a look that might suggest otherwise, their defining trait was a sweet and easygoing nature. Good breeders have worked for decades to make sure that aggression, especially towards people, is a fault, not a feature. They are known for being really patient and loving with children, which has earned them a reputation as amazing family pets. They crave human companionship and are often described as big, goofy lapdogs who just want to be close to their people. While every dog needs good socialization, the American Bully's baseline personality is meant to be sociable and happy. In many ways, it's closer to a friendly Old English Bulldog than the intense terrier breeds in its distant past. Fact number 5. Surprising exercise needs. With all that muscle, you'd think they need to run for miles every day, but you would be wrong, my friend. American Bullies actually have pretty moderate exercise needs. They aren't the high-endurance athletes their APBT cousins are. Instead, they are actually more like sprinters. They absolutely love a good, rough and tough play session, like a game of fetch, tug-of-war, or even weight pulling. But after that burst of rigorous activity, they are more than happy to come inside and become a tired couch potato for the rest of the day. This burst and lounge type energy level makes them surprisingly adaptable to different homes, as long as they get a daily outlet for their energy. A brisk walk and solid playtime are usually enough to keep them happy and healthy. Fact number 6, higher trainability. Easiness to train builds right on their companion-first breeding method. American bullies are very quick learners. They have a strong drive to please their owners, making them highly receptive to following commands. They're not as bullheaded as some terriers. Instead, they're focused on their people and eager to figure out what you're asking of them. A fundamental aspect of this breed's character is its inherent drive to please. They form incredibly strong bonds with their families and are very sensitive to their owner's approval. This makes positive reinforcement training work like a charm. Of course, early and consistent socialization and obedience training are critical for any powerful breed, such as a Cane Corso, Rottweiler, etc., to make sure they grow up to be well-behaved canine citizens. However, with the American Bully breed, you start out with a built-in willingness to cooperate. Fact number 7, a breed in the spotlight. This is where things get a little serious. The American Bully, especially the XL version, has been put under a microscope and is at the center of breed-specific legislation, or BSL. In recent years, a number of high-profile, very tragic incidents have led to countries like the United Kingdom banning or putting heavy restrictions on this breed. We talk more about that in our video on breed-specific legislation. The UK ban, which followed a series of devastating attacks, has been incredibly controversial. Those who support the ban point to statistics linking the breed to a disproportionate number of fatal incidents. Opponents argue that this punishes an entire breed for the actions of irresponsible dog owners, and that these bans truly do not work. This debate highlights the immense responsibility that comes with owning any powerful dog, and the tragic consequences when they aren't bred, trained, or managed correctly. The controversy rages on, but it has definitely cast a dark shadow over the breed's reputation. Fact number 8, health and lifespan. When you're thinking about any purebred dog, you've got to talk about their health, which leads us to their lifespan. The American Bully usually lives for about 10 to 13 years. Their unique and heavy build, while impressive, can also lead to certain health problems. Because of their heavy bone structure and mass, joint issues like canine hip dysplasia can be a concern. It's critical for owners to keep their dogs at a healthy weight to avoid putting extra stress on their joints. Other potential issues can include skin conditions and certain heart problems. This is exactly why finding a reputable breeder who does health screenings on their dogs is non-negotiable. A responsible breeder will be open about the health of their lines and is committed to improving the breed, not just churning out puppies for profit. Fact number 9, a rainbow of colors. Let's switch to a lighter topic. American Bullies come in a beautiful range of coat colors and patterns, way more than a lot of other breeds. From solid colors like black, blue, fawn, and white, to patterns like brindle and piebald, the options are almost endless. This wide color spectrum is a celebrated trait in the bully community. The only colors that aren't accepted in the breed standard are merle and albinism, mainly because of the health problems often linked to those genes. Their coat is short, glossy, and smooth, which means they don't need a lot of grooming, and this is a huge plus for many owners. A quick brush once a week is usually all it takes to keep their coat looking sharp. Fact number 10, the final verdict, Bully versus Pit Bull. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, where we can finally settle the great debate. How are they related to pit bulls, and why is everyone so confused? Here's the definitive answer. The American Bully was created from the American Pit Bull Terrier, but it is not an American Pit Bull Terrier. These are two very separate breeds. I know many of you are like, wait, what? The confusion is totally understandable because they share an ancestor and a similar name. But the purpose behind their creation is the critical difference. The American Pit Bull Terrier was historically bred as a tenacious, agile, and high-driven working dog. The American Bully was intentionally created in the 90s to be just the opposite in temperament, with a low-drive, gentle, and muscular companion dog built exclusively for family life. Let's break it down. The APBT Pit Bull is leaner and more athletic. The Bully is bulkier and very muscular. The Pit Bull has a higher energy level and work drive. The Bully is more relaxed. However, while the APBT can have a significantly high prey drive, breeders consider dog aggression a serious fault. The American Bully was engineered to give people the bully look they love, without the intense behavioral traits that can make an APBT quite a handful for a novice dog owner. So, while they're family, think of them as distant cousins with very different personalities and life goals. Breeders developed the American Bully to create a powerful-looking dog with the heart of a gentle companion. Their modern origins and their loving temperaments demonstrate the power of intentional breed shaping. But as we've seen, with all that power comes tremendous responsibility. What do you think is the most misunderstood thing about the American Bully, besides striking resemblance to their pit bull cousin? Have you had any experience with this breed? Let us know your story in the comments below. And if you learned something new today and want more deep dives into the world's most fascinating dog breeds, make sure to hit that like button. The next time you encounter one of these magnificent dogs, you'll understand their true history. You'll see past the muscles, the myths, and recognize a breed that was designed for family. A breed created to be a loyal, loving, and most importantly, a gentle giant. Watch 12 Dogs Mistaken for Pit Bulls, up next. Thank you for hanging out with us. See you in the next video.